Hi guys, I'm here with Josh Williams, one of the twin princes of Wales in BJJ, I guess. How did a young lad from Morriston, the monkey town, I've been told, am I right?
Yes,
Yes!
you are right, it is.
Look at that, do your research. How did you end up falling into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? What was the path that you took?
Basically, my dad's always into martial arts, so he did Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, and he did like kickboxing and all that sort of stuff. Did that until the age of 14, 15, but you know, it was with young men and testosterone and wanting to do something a bit more competitive and stuff. So we actually, my coach at the time, we were very lucky because my coach was actually a nice coach, and rather than be a twat about it, she said, there's this gym in Forest Park with Chris Rees, and they do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. She took us there, but I actually remember my first tournament, this is how long ago it was, I sound old now, which is shit. My first tournament was off your knees, so there's no standing.
Oh really?
Start off your knees, and it was just grappling on the ground off your knees. Yeah, it's mad. In Hereford, we actually went to Chris's to start like training and see if we enjoyed it. And I actually remember first session, me and my brother, because Chris said, look, you're too young to be in the arts class because you're only 14 or 15 we were. He said, you'll have to train together and I'll put some of my coaches in with you to see how you are. And we went balls to the wall. We went absolutely mad, trying to prove that we were good. He said after I said, oh yeah, you're too good for the kids class, we're going to have to put you in the arts class. Awesome. But I remember the next day, I'd never been in so much pain. I couldn't walk. My brother couldn't walk because we'd fucking gone for it. Like, I always knew I wanted to be a jiu-jitsu teacher. Both gone to university and done degrees and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay.
But from the age of sort of 14, 15, when teacher said, oh, what are you going to do? So I'd be a coach. Teach jiu-jitsu, and that was that. Like, and we
followed
just
the dream.
On. Yeah.
Amazing that you got that at such a young age, because obviously a lot of people just go, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, which is the usual. So it's nice to have the fact that you've got that path from like the start. We're at Weston Super Mare Team Savage, and you've just done like a seminar on leg lock defenses and attacks. Like, how do you come up with the seminars and what you're going to teach? Do you like do it in your gym and go, this would be worthwhile doing as a seminar, or what's the kind of working process?
I just teach what people want.
Fair.
I'm just happy to teach what they want. I learned this a long time ago as a coach, and I think a lot of coaches do. So when I used to teach, for example, I always used a lesson plan. So when I first started coaching, and if you're a coach, you should lesson plan, 100%. Like, anyone who doesn't lesson plan or structure in their classes, I hate this on camera, but you shouldn't be coaching, right? You shouldn't be coaching. If you have no structure, you don't do lesson plans, you have no set syllabus or anything like that, stop coaching. You're doing a disservice to your students. Only my opinion, but if you think about the school system, if you sent your kid to school, right, so you've got a kid, you send them to maths, and their teacher randomly goes, right, today we're doing division, tomorrow we're just going to do algebra, your kid will learn fuck all. And you think, right, that teacher's a twat. Jiu-Jitsu is no different, it's a school. That's what we're doing, we're giving people knowledge. There has to be a structure to that. And what happened is I started coming up with lesson plans. I thought, right, this is a wicked lesson plan. We're going to learn like a cool invert to and bear and roll or something like that. I turn up, it's all 90 to 100 kilo white belts. I think, fuck.
Good luck inverting, boys.
There was no way I was getting them to do those movements. Then what I started doing was I would have a lesson plan, and I would think, right, this is what I want to achieve. And then I would do a second lesson plan. I would think, if it's okay if we achieve this, and then I would do, we could achieve this. So I'd have like 3 stages to a plan. Of course, Where I think, right, okay, well, if we can't get this, we'll settle for this, but we don't really want that, we want it a bit better. Awesome. So I used to do that a lot. And then I did that for 5, 6 years. So now I've got loads of lesson plans in my head where I can
just kind of like rattle off. Yeah.
So today, for example, when I came to Team Savage, great gym, great guys, great atmosphere. We obviously don't do a lot of like single leg X. So I made a mistake. Is my fault at the start. I said, right, guys, just going to single leg X. I'll watch everyone do. I thought they don't do single leg X. And every gym's the same. Every gym has a position where they do or don't do it. Yeah,
because it's just like what that coach is kind of used to, and like they'll kind of like get that style.
What I do is I just try and think about what I'd want to teach. And what the end goal would be. And then the journey can be different sometimes, and sometimes you chop some of it out, you add some more in. The day we were fortunate to have Jamie and obviously Asher, like my brother, and they took some of the high grades to teach them some cool shit.
It was great, man. Like knee bar, toe hold. It was a really nice like combination of things where it's like one to the other. It was lovely.
My goal as a coach, and I think it should be every coach's goal, is when you teach a session, your job is to make sure that they've taken something from it. So today my goal was to make sure that people get straight footlock less.
I do have to ask, like, you obviously have your own gym, Saru Jiu-Jitsu, and then do you sometimes help with Chris Rees Academy as well occasionally?
So they call it CRA now because
CRA.
it was Chris Rees Academy, but my brother he basically runs it with Chris now, so they run it 50-50. And now they call it CRA, so it's not like the Chris Rees. It's a team effort. We have the Drag, which is our pro training. We've got a lot of coaches who all work together. That way it's not CRA, it's not Saru, it's not Impact, it's like one banner. Exactly. It's similar to Gracie Barra. They're all the individual clubs, but we all have the same goal. So we all work together.
With that in mind, how do you kind of balance being an active... I know you obviously just mentioned you're injured, but how do you balance being like an active competitor and teaching at a gym? Like, how do you achieve that fine balance?
I'll be honest with you, for anybody who wants to be a full-time coach, right, it's doable. It's very doable. It's actually very easy, which is mad. And people think it's not, it's hard. It's not. It just basically depends on how much money you want to earn and how much you want to work. If you're willing to work very hard for not a lot of money, you can be a full-time jiu-jitsu coach and eventually make money. But the setup, the years of graft,
like that is the hard part, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's like an exponential graph. You do all this work and eventually this happens. So that's the problem is, for me now, for example, I used to coach 6 days a week and I was teaching probably 5 hours a time. So I was doing 5 hours a night. No other coaches, by myself. I've now got 12 employees, so I only teach 2 nights a week for about 3 hours a time. That's what's allowed me now to get back on the comp scene.
So you kind of get, that's how you've got the balance essentially, is by putting in the work, the effort, so then you can kind of take a back step. And then have someone else kind of, that's great, man.
That's what you got to do, you just got to put the effort in, be willing to take a back seat. So I actually, if people look into my career and look at, like, I call it career, it's just jiu-jitsu now. If you look into what I've done competitively, a purple belt, I was one of the most active purple belts in the UK. And I think it was 13 tournaments in 11 weeks. And that was including MMA, Nogi, and Gi.
How is that possible?
Well, by the end, literally, this was my routine was compete on a Saturday or Sunday, be injured to fuck and in massive pain Monday, Tuesday, get one session on a Wednesday, maybe Thursday, and then compete again. And then I remember speaking to Chris and my brother, and I was like, boys, I'm so tired. And they were like, just stop. I stopped to compete a little bit then. But at that time as well, I was running a gym. And you could actively see it in my gym. My direct debit started tanking. My membership started dropping. So I wasn't there. I wasn't present. I wasn't doing what I should be doing as a head coach of an academy. So I had to stop competing. And that's why no one would have seen me compete later on a purple belt. They wouldn't have seen me compete at brown belt. And they wouldn't have seen me compete when I was first black belt. Because I had my first match at black belt. I think it was 2 years or maybe 3 years after having my black belt. So it took such a long time to get my gym stable. And now I'm 2 very good coaches in Thomas Tubby, who's my first black belt, and then Jamie Dix, who was here today, my top brown belt. And basically they coach a lot of classes. We try to work out a cycle where maybe if I'm competing for the next 3 years, they do less competing, but then when my time is done,
then
it's
they
their time.
Take the reins.
Because they're 21 and 24, something like that. I'm 30, so I haven't got much left in me.
How did you find your match at black after kind of that length of period away from the mats? Did it feel off? How was it different or
horrible?
Terrible.
Absolutely horrible. No, competing's it's a skill set, and it was a skill set I didn't have. And unfortunately, I don't know why we did it. We look back and now we all think it was a stupid idea. At the time, my first match back Nogi was against Jay Butler, and if you know Jay Butler.
Mate, I watched it. Did you get footlocked?
He blew my legs.
It was disgusting.
Yes, it
was.
My
God.
Jay's top 5 in the UK at 66, 70 kilos. He's one of the best. And I shouldn't have taken the match. I'm not saying my jiu-jitsu is not as good as Jay's. I don't mean that in any disrespect with Jay. But his competitive experience was so superior to mine.
Of course.
It was like a black belt fighting a white belt. My first gi match back was against Ellis Younger. So Ellis Younger, he's East Coast jiu-jitsu guy. Ellis is, if you're watching this, Ellis, you probably want, he's class. He's one of the best in the UK by far. He's the brown belt world champion. Cool. I think no-gi brown belt world champion. He's one of the best in the UK at the gi. I'd say he's probably top 2, top 3, maybe the best at gi lightweight in the UK. So he was my first match at gi. All uphill from there really, because once you fought two of the best guys at that weight in gi and no-gi, it was smooth sailing then. So I started competing more, which was better. Do you know what I mean?
Nice, man. I've got my own brother that we do jiu-jitsu every time we meet. There's kind of like unintentional air of competition. I think it's just like brotherly love. or hate, whatever you want to call it. What's like kind of you and your brother both growing up and doing jiu-jitsu? Did you both kind of like bounce off each other and drive each other to get? Was it
absolute balance?
Was it just scrapping?
Yeah, just to fight all the time.
Wonderful.
We probably didn't get on until we were about 22.
Oh really?
Like, we're best mates. So like right now,
nice.
like I couldn't imagine my life without him. Like we mess each other every day. We speak every day. We see each other pretty much every day.
Yeah.
If we travel, try and travel together. We're launching the Williams brothers online content soon, and we got a lot of ideas coming forward.
Oh, sick.
So that's actually why I was here today, because our seminars are going to be a lot more joint, where we're going to try and collaborate a lot more.
Nice.
Because we want to work together, because jiu-jitsu for us has been a journey that we've taken together. We have a laugh with it, which is better.
Yeah.
Like, it's better now that we can enjoy it. We didn't used to enjoy it till it was so competitive between us.
I bet, yeah.
But now we're not racing each other, we're running the same race.
Nice.
And we want to encourage each other along it to try and both of us to win.
Last little question, I'm going to do like a quick fire questions where it's going to be kind of like one word answers. So, would you rather fight like a hulking 10-foot white belt? Kind of looks like Zangief. Think like Zangief in a gi that's just fucking spinning. Would you rather fight a 10-foot Zangief white belt, or would you rather fight 100 duck-sized black belts?
100 duck-sized black belts.
Yeah?
100%. I actually talked this in my last session where I did
it's
not exactly the same question. I used to do kickboxing, right?
Okay.
I did like 5 years of kickboxing. We always used to have a saying, and anyone who's kickboxed, you'll understand this saying: never spar a white belt, because they're unpredictable.
Yeah.
They're unpredictable, which makes them harder to beat. Black belts are predictable.
Yeah, of course.
Because they all do the same pattern, same routines. So the 100 duck-sized ones, I'll take that any day of the week. A 10-foot white belt, I don't want to fight a 6-foot white belt, because they do any random shit. But 100 black belts,
fuck them.
I can predict them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'd definitely fight them as well. Just because I'm pale belt, I'm like, mate, I had a fight with 100 duck size. Well, I wouldn't tell them the size. I'd just say 100 black belts. Did you win? No, but I fought them.
Oh, you can beat some though.
I could get a few of them. You know?
100%. We play these games all the time. Would you rather do this or this?
Yeah.
My wife hates it. Would you rather fight 100 Ashes, half his size, or like 5 Jamies, twice his size?
Just going to do some quick fire questions. Basically just like one word answers. First thing that pops your head. Ready? Favorite position?
Headquarters or kneecap pass.
Favorite sub?
Armbar.
Gi or no gi?
Both. Oh, as in, do I put gi or no gi?
Yeah. Like what do you prefer?
If I'm feeling fit, no gi. If I'm feeling lazy, gi.
Get the grips.
Yes,
go to
gi.
sleep. Have you got a nickname?
No.
Do you want one?
No, definitely not.
You sure?
No. I'll share this with you. For a year straight, it was my sister-in-law, my brother's wife. She called me Slug. She called me Slug. And my whole family called me Slug. That was my nickname for a year, was Slug. And I didn't enjoy that. So
I wonder why.
But let's not go into that.
Well, put it in the comments if you think Josh should get a nickname, and then you can choose. And hopefully you get a good one that's better. I mean, anything's better than Slug.
I had,
Snail.
and Tom Barry called me Hundo for a while. It was it's for 100 because he felt like I was just fucking 100% all the time.
Just non-stop.
Yes.
Amazing. Have you subscribed to the YouTube channel?
No,
Why not?
but I will. I will do it today. I'll do it, and I'll get all my students to it.
So, yeah, that was going to be the next question actually. Do you think everyone else should subscribe? Absolutely.
100%.
That was
Any
easy,
jiu-jitsu
mate.
content, get on it.
Yes,
Something
ledge, mate.
better than nothing.
I love it. Not really one word answer, but do you have any kind of like pre-comp routines, any sort of like superstitions that you would go through?
I think you should try and normalize it to what you normally
Fair.
do. So, for example, for me, like I drink Monster. Like some people don't agree, but I drink Monster. So like on comp day, I try and I'd eat my normal food. I drink a Monster. I would just try and do my normal day. I don't try and adapt or change, because I think you see it all the time. People cut loads of weight. And they're like, well, I've cut loads of weight, I've got to eat healthy and go and eat a banana. If you never eat a banana, why would you eat a banana in this instance?
I felt terrible. I tried I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to just eat like half a sandwich, and then I went and tried to compete, and the guy just smashed me.
Yeah.
It was Dave Adicott actually, do you know that guy?
Yeah, I think I fought Dave.
Oh, you did? You fought with Grappling Industries in London? Was it
Yeah.
London?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Stronger boy.
Oh my Christ, he did like a double leg, just shot in,
Yeah.
and then just knee cut far side armbar. I was
That
like,
sounds like
sweet.
sounds
fuck.
like Dave.
It was quality. Great guy as well. Lovely guy. Hi Dave. Hope you're watching. Better be. Last little bit. If you can go back in time and see white belt Joshua standing there, you've got to give him one bit of advice. What would it be?
Cut the ego.
Cut the ego.
Yeah, don't stop being a norm. Right.
There you go.
Yeah, if you want to get good at jiu-jitsu quick, lose more.
Lose more. Yeah, that's
Lose
a good
more,
point
win
actually.
less.
Mate, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks so much for your time, man. I do appreciate it.
problem
Thanks so much, Joshua. If you've got any links or anything, any shout outs you want to do, feel free.
Just thanking my sponsors, obviously Tatami Fightwear, Flynn's Coffee, Swansea Number Plate. Thank you very much, and thank my team for support. We got a wicked team. Anybody who wants to train, you're more welcome. Doesn't matter team affiliation. We love good jiu-jitsu. We have good jiu-jitsu. We want to share that jiu-jitsu. Come and enjoy it, and come and join us.
Wicked. I'll definitely come and go, man. That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.